Good morning, everyone. Today we have a word in Ezekiel, which kind of disproves the common notion about the once saved, always saved doctrine, where I can do no wrong after I find Jesus Christ. So let's begin with what the scriptures say. So Ezekiel 33:12, therefore you, O son of man, say to the children of your people, the righteousness of the righteous man shall not deliver him in the day of his transgression. As for the wickedness of the wicked, he shall not fall because of it in the day that he turns from his wickedness, nor shall the righteous be able to live because of his righteousness in the day that he sins. When I say to the righteous that he shall surely live, but he trusts in his own righteousness and commits iniquity, none of his righteous works shall be remembered. But because of the iniquity that he has committed, he shall die. Let's combine that also with what Jesus said about continuing on. And because of lawlessness will abound, the love of many will grow cold, but he who endures to the end shall be saved. And this gospel of the kingdom will be preached in all the world as a witness to all the nations, and then the end will come. This is Matthew 24 right here. So we're seeing those who continue on to the end will be saved. That's a disproving the people that say, well, that's Old Testament when you quote Ezekiel right there. Well, remember when Jesus said, I and the Father in one? Let's ponder on that one. So when we see that, why is he saying continuing on to the end? Because I guess it wouldn't matter to continue on to the end if I'm saved right now and I'm young, and then if I die in iniquity when I'm old. Think about Solomon. He was well, quote unquote saved, right? In the beginning when he's talking to God. What happened towards his end? Communing with demons. But let's also combine that. This is a New Testament right here. This is New Testament, but let's combine that with what after Jesus' death and resurrection, because people will be like, well, the cross happened. Yes, the cross did happen, but remember, let's think what Hebrews says. What the apostles say, for if we sin willfully after we have received the knowledge of the truth, there no longer remains a sacrifice for sins, but a certain fiery expectation of judgment and fiery indignation, which will devour the adversaries. Anyone who has rejected Moses' law dies without mercy in the testimony of 2 or 3 witnesses. Of how much more worse punishment do you suppose will he be thought worthy who has trampled the Son of God underfoot, counted the blood of covenant by which he has sanctified a common thing and insulted the Spirit of grace? Remember, we are saved by grace through faith. However, we have to walk in the Spirit towards the end of our lives. We cannot err and change our ways and walk in iniquity because we still have free will. Mind you, you can still be quote unquote saved, but we still have free will because that's the gift of God. But we have to continue on to the end. So I just gave an Old Testament example combined with 2 New Testament examples just in under 3 minutes.